porch. Must be at the older, more run-down rear of the house, and not visible from the terrace above the lake, and so she steps inside, squinting, but seeing then, to her embarrassment, that there's a person on the porch, seated in a wicker swing, with chintz cushions, reading. Hi. Kay is quick to preempt the situation since the girl, presumably a daughter of the household, has seen her. The girl regards her coolly, vexation like a shimmering reflection on water in her small, pale face. A face in which, if you look closely, there is something wrong, a subtle asymmetry. The left eye rigid in focus, the right eye more alert, alive. Unusually dark eyebrows nearly meeting across the bridge of her nose, thin, resolute lips. A girl as like Kay herself at the age of 12 or 13 as a mirror image. 3. Come help us celebrate the end of the term. RSVP appreciated. Thank you. How does Kay know that she was invited to the gathering at Professor M's house on Lake Orion only barely? Well, she doesn't know, not with absolute certainty. However, she has reason to strongly suspect that others in the seminar, Professor M's favorites, were invited several days before she was invited, a deduction based upon evidence inexplicable otherwise. Overheard remarks in the seminar room and in the hallway outside the room, murmured replies, cautioning smiles, for she was near, though staring intently at her cell phone. Still they seemed cautious of her, or wary of her. The two motives were often mixed in her experience, indistinguishable, though among her relatives another motive, a wish to protect, might be involved. A fact that, assuming what she deduced was true, at least several others received invitations the previous week. Perhaps not everyone in the seminar, 15, but certainly several. Thus it follows that she can know that her invitation was belated, arriving in her inbox at 10:28 a.m. Tuesday morning. Of course, only the arrival of the invitation allowed her to know, in retrospect, what those certain others, Professor M's favorites, were talking about the previous Friday. At the time, she hadn't a clue, nor even a suspicion. And there is no disputing this. The invitation to the end-of-term party was an email invitation. Presumably the others' invitations were email also, so her brain spins tirelessly. The delay of a day, or 2, or 3 could not be attributed to the U.S. Postal Service. Obviously her invitation had been sent in a different, later mailing. Impersonal, that's to say, not personal, though addressed to her. To clarify, addressed to S.L. Carroll. Not by Professor M, she is certain, by his assistant, issuing the invitation in Professor M's name. Shameful. Instead of declining the invitation, the insult of the invitation, for certainly the invitation came days after the first invitations were sent out, she, S.L. Carroll, eagerly accepted. Worse yet, in an appropriated voice, a voice not her own, blithely cheerful, giving not a hint of the hurt she felt, most justifiably and most righteously typing the breathless reply, "Thank you very much. I will be there." But, thinking it over, calibrating the punctuation, deciding to amend to a less manic, "Thank you very much. I will hope to attend." And again thinking it over, considering the slovenly illogic of the future tense, deciding to amend to a more precise, "Thank you very much. I hope to attend." 4. For always, Kay gives in. For rarely Kay will hold out. As Professor M's clearly precocious daughter does not give in, just because a stranger is smiling inanely at her, as instinctively perhaps, the daughter resists the urge of firing neurons in her brain triggered by the other's smile to smile. She has thought she'd mastered such resistances. The ill-advised journey to Lake Orion has unsettled her defenses. 7 miles from